And are you refreshed? Good. Now what?
Thank you, Abraham. Nice to be back.
You're always out there on the leading edge with us. We always look forward to these conversations.
Well, I have some interesting things to discuss since the last time I was here last year. Okay, I've been bopping along pretty good, meditating daily. I meditate every day except the days that I don't, probably like everybody else. And things are going along fine for me until a big piece of contrast showed up in late November, which required me to have emergency brain surgery. And it was a disease called hydrocephalus, which means it's water on the brain, and it's characterized by three symptoms, three W's: wacky, wet, and wobbly. I never got wet, I didn't lose continence, but I got wacky and I wobbled a lot.
Esther must have it too.
They installed a shunt in my brain. They got a bump right there and a line that runs down and drains into my abdomen to drain off excess spinal fluid. My recovery from that, according to everybody in the hospital and rehab, was almost record pace in terms of getting better. And also, I've mentioned the last few times I've been in the hot seat, I've been struggling to get up because of my back. Much better, thanks to the physical therapy that followed this surgery. So that was leading thing. So now I'm bopping along pretty well, and from out of the blue comes I think I've been getting out ahead of this problem, probably through my meditation. What's happened is I've been watching a cancer blood marker for 2 years. My primary care physician has been watching, well, it could be pancreatic cancer, it could be a gallbladder. It's a non-specific test, and it's creeping up every 6 months. Finally, 2 or 3 months ago, it jumped quite a bit. So he said, we better go take another look at it. They had looked at it with an endoscopic ultrasound 3 years ago. Went for electronic ultrasound, looked at it. Even before going in, he says, your numbers are nowhere near high enough to have cancer. Mine was 300 and change, and the big numbers are 1,000.
We don't care.
You don't care. We don't care. Anyway, he said, I'm sure it's still nothing. When he came back from doing the electronic ultrasound, he said, you have cancer in the pancreas. The good news is it's in the body of the pancreas, or out on the tail, rather than the head of the pancreas. People who have trouble surviving have cancer in the head of the pancreas, and there's not much they can't operate. Mine's operable. So I'm having an operation. It's scheduled for after this cruise. We almost didn't come on the cruise because of it, but through some fluke, when my wife takes care of all the reservations, she forgot to get insurance for the cruise. So there was a financial factor of not going on the cruise, and
you're trapped like a rat.
and the surgeon said it's not an emergency, so here we are. So that the chance, only 1 in 10 diagnosed patients have this operable thing. So I feel like I should be screaming with luck, but I'm still fighting the voices that come in, the negative emotion that comes in. I need more help staying positive, and that's why I'm here, and I think that's probably why you picked me. I don't know.
It is. You offered some words that we liked a lot. You said, I suppose I've been getting out ahead of it. We're going to tell you a story that's going to feel slight and maybe almost too whimsical for what this situation should be evoking from us, which it will not. Jerry and Esther some years ago had some chickens, which attracted some skunks. And Jerry devised a very clever way of putting a live trap in a 55-gallon drum barrel and attracting the skunk in, and he already had some tarps fashioned so that as soon as the skunk was in the trap and in the barrel, he could cover it with the tarp. The two of them put a big tie around it and hauled it out to a place that they newly named Skunk Holler. They hauled many skunks there, started a whole new skunk community. But to do that, they needed a way to haul the skunks. So they bought a terrible looking truck from a teenager who had used it to race in the mud with. And every square inch of the truck had damage on it. But it made a really good skunk mobile. Who you gonna call? Skunk Busters. It was Esther's motto. She wanted to start a business. We'll haul your skunks. We have a way to do it. And so eventually they renovated that truck. They put all new pieces on it. They made it look like a new 66 Ford truck that had just come off the showroom floor. And it was really a beautiful, beautiful truck. And one day they were carrying something in a trailer from Dallas. This was some years ago, and came all the way back. It was a big cargo on a trailer behind this truck. And after they dropped off the cargo and the trailer, they were driving up the freeway, and the truck broke an axle, and it made rooster sparks in the darkness and didn't damage the truck. The wheel went up in the wheel well, and they were right in front of the dealership that would repair the truck. And when they looked at the axle, it was about the size of a silver dollar, the broken axle, and there was just one little line across it where there was metal that had just broken. So they'd been driving that truck around on an axle that was about to break for about 3 years, and had hauled a trailer with a big cargo on it. And when that happened, it made them for a moment feel lucky or fortunate, certainly, but it also felt like a little risk, and why hadn't we known about that? Then they asked us about things like that, and we said, things of a physical nature, because of the resistance in your physical world, and you want that resistance. It's how your Earth stays in orbit, and it's why you don't fly off into space every morning. There's a wonderful thing about the physics of your planet, but there is resistance which does cause wearing on physical things. And that wearing is a sort of inevitable thing. We're talking about the mechanical things, the metal things, but the timing is something that is under your control. And so what better timing than that? And so we encourage them to celebrate the timing of it, the being out ahead of it, rather than the physical things that happen, the physical nature of it. And we want to tell you exactly the same story. They were your words, I suppose. You said that I am out ahead of it. And of course, you are physical beings. You know you are moving through this physical life experience, but you have more to say about it than any of you are really willing to accept. And so we think you've been saying plenty about it. And we think that through the path of least resistance, things have been unfolding for you in what feels to us like a near perfect way. And so.
I have a wonderful wife who takes care of me wonderfully. I fear for her too in this situation because her late husband died of pancreatic cancer. So it's like almost feels like a double whammy. It feels like I'm in a movie or something. I'm going to wake up and it's all going to be over with. Well,
We don't usually go off into the vortex and tell you what's there, but you're not going to die of pancreatic cancer.
Hooray!
You're going to fall off the stage. No. We tried to stop you, but no, you want to come up here.
So then following, go ahead. The seemingly apparent next right thing for me to do is to go ahead with this surgery.
Absolutely. It's absolutely the path of least resistance. It's the perfect thing for you to do. Yeah.
One wrinkle in it that worries, it's also worrisome. The shunt that they put into the brain, when the pancreatic cancer surgeon saw it, he said, "Shunt's got to come out." before I open you up. So went back to the neurologist. Easy, we'll take it out. How long before the symptoms return? Nobody knows.
Never.
Never?
The shunt has done its job. Your body is acclimated to the new recovery. The not having insurance on the cruise bought you the time that you want for all of that. Everything's lined up really well for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll see you in Alaska.
Yes, you will.